Hello, this is Jericho Plays, and today I'm going to be doing another traditional queue with the Esper Control deck. I made a couple of changes since the last video, namely I got rid of those guild gates, and now we have 4 of Glacial Fortress, 4 of Drowned Catacomb. I also took out the basic Swamp and put in an Arch of Araska. I'm hoping this doesn't mess up our mana too much, but one of the problems that we encountered in the last video is that I would flood out and I didn't have any extra draw, and we would lose because I couldn't find anything. So I want to give the Arch a try. Other than that, everything else is the same. So we're on the play here, and this looks like a pretty good hand. Turn 2 Search is very good. We also have Tyrant Scorn in case our opponent is in an aggro deck. This hand looks great. Our opponent has also Mulligan to 6, so I'm keeping this hand. It looks like we might be in some sort of mirror. Hopefully they don't have a Thought Erasure for our Ascanta. Oh, so this could be Grixis Phoenix? Alright, I'm already feeling better. If they don't do anything of substance this turn, oof, well, it's a good thing I can deal with that. We want to leave that land on top because we want to begin building our mana base. Do I want a second Teferi? Yes, I do want a second Teferi. That way, if they kill our first one, we can still play another one. They may not have too many removal spells. I'm going to counter this Thought Erasure so that they don't know what's going on. If we get a land on top, we can slam a Teferi. Yes. Alright, so they're down to 2 cards. We don't want that. And I'm going to try to slam this other one. They may have a Vraska's Contempt. Yeah. But they're running out of cards. We drew a card off the Teferi, so it's a 2-for-1 for us. Oh, perfect. Do I want to bounce this as a tempo play? No, actually what I want to do, we're going to graveyard that. I'm going to play this Teferi, and I'm actually going to shuffle this Doom, or put this Doom Whisperer back into their deck. So they can Surveil, and they can kind of set up whatever they're going to draw. But it reduces their... so they want whatever they're drawing. I'm presuming it's some sort of removal spell. Oh, okay. That's fine. I think we've won this game at this point. Do I want another one? Yeah, I may as well. We're just going to do this now while they're tapped out. We're going to untap in a way that allows us to hold up Mortify. There's an argument to be made that I should have mortified the Doom Whisper and then held up Vraska's Contempt. We're going to be able to flip our search regardless of what's on top now. Alright, so they are blue-black, controlling mid-range. I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to take out the Moments of Craving, put in our own Thieves, take out these Wraths, maybe a D-Spark. It can hit big Planeswalkers, and it can hit, well, actually, how about a Narset? This looks pretty good. I do like Duress, I just don't know what I would take out for it. I guess I could take out the Tyrant Scorn. I don't want to take out that much removal because they definitely have creatures. I'll leave in the Mortify and the Vraska's Contempt. We'll take out the Tyrant Scorn and put in 2 Duress. That way, maybe we can Duress their early Thought Erasure. This hand is garbage. We have 1 land. If any one of these cards were a second land, I would keep it, but we can't risk falling behind on lands. We're already up a game, so I don't want to do anything risky. This is a much better hand. I can't Duress turn 1 because this will enter tapped, but I do have some interaction, and I will keep that on top. So if they Thought Erasure us, we have a discard spell. We have a Thought Erasure or a Duress. They could take the Narset if it's going to really hurt their game plan. We did see them have some draw spells. So they decided to take the Thought Erasure. That makes me feel like maybe I'm going to whiff with this Duress, but I doubt it. Definitely want to use the one that they know about. So they have a Twilight, they have a Seeker Squire, a Doom Whisperer, and a Twilight Prophet. Alright, hopefully this hits a land. Alright, they're leaving that on top. I think this is a good place for Narset. I'm only going to get 1 activation off of it, but they are going to have to put resources towards killing it. Taking an Absorb is pretty nice. They are probably playing Thief here. I would play Thief over Twilight Prophet, unless they thought oh, they know I have a Mortify, so never mind. They should lead with the Twilight Prophet. Okay. Well, they don't have anything I can take with this Duress. They know I have Absorb and they know I have Mortify. I'm going to pass here. I'm going to risk them drawing a counterspell because if they only put 1... Okay. if they only attack with one creature towards Narset, I want to kill that one creature. So now they can play Watery Grave, and so they're not going to. So I can Mortify here, then they would play Thief of Sanity. I could Mortify Thief of Sanity next turn. Narset is 100% dying, though. They have too many creatures, and I took out my board wipes. So I'm just going to pass here. Because if they don't play Thief of Sanity, then I can Mortify on their instep, and I'm less... it's less risky. Not a great reason to have that shock me. I can't do two things. I could do Duress, but it's not worthwhile. 3 a turn we can take. I'm gonna counter this. I don't want to fall so far behind on card advantage. They can play the Thief here, but we have the Mortify. Ooh, nice. This is really good. I'm gonna want to make sure I can cast everything. I'm gonna Thought Erasure first, just to see what I'm doing on top. My own Thief? Perfect. Alright, so they're drawing blind and I'm drawing a Thief, and I can play Duress before I play the Thief of Sanity in case they drew a removal spell. Alright, so if they don't draw anything, our Thief of Sanity is probably going to get us there. I think this is an easy block. They aren't going to have buff spells. Anything that could kill the Thief, they would do it anyway. Alright. They probably still have a land. If it was a removal spell, they would have killed the Thief already. But this does set up our next draw. Oh, perfect. We'll leave that on top. I'm going to play out my lands here, because if I can do multiple spells a turn, that would be the best. Alright, we're going to attack. Interesting. I think I'm going to take the Thief of Sanity. That way I have 2, and I can back it up with Teferi. I actually value the Thief more than the Teferi, so I'm going to lead with Teferi in case they have a remove or a counter spell here. Okay, well, Negate wasn't going to hit Thief anyway, but now we have 2 Thieves. Our clock is faster than theirs, and we're essentially getting 3 cards per turn. I think we're in a very good position here. Okay. Don't know. So they have their own Thief. We are going to attack with ours if they want to block. We get to use our cards first. So if we find a removal spell or something like that. I want to view the battlefield. I think I'm taking this Negate. Do I have another creature in the graveyard? No, so the Gravedigger doesn't really do anything. Where am I? Okay, I'm going to take the Negate for the first one. Hopefully a removal spell. Perfect. So I could Liliana and have all of us sacrifice. I don't think that's as good as just playing Liliana and making more dudes. They are going to get a card off Thief of Sanity, but since we don't have board wipes, we're pretty safe here. I am going to block the Seeker with this zombie so that I draw a card off Liliana. Hopefully they don't hit... The only card that I would be worried about is them hitting Ugin. That could be a problem. They found a Vraska's Contempt. What are you naming? I assume you named Teferi, which is pretty bad for us, but they don't know that it's in our hand. Okay. So they got the Teferi, but we still have Ugin. Alright, and that's a pretty good draw too. Let's attack first. Normally I want to use Liliana, but I want to see what we get. So that was a nice, easy round 1. I liked our opponent's deck. It had interaction. I don't know if... The Thief of Sanity is such a great card. If it connects once, most of the time you're winning. That isn't always true, but it is a really good card, and being able to run them main deck is really nice. The 6/6 Flying Trample, I'm surprised it doesn't see as much play as it is. I'm going to keep this card, or I'm going to keep this hand. If we're against an aggro or mid-range deck, the Contempt and the Wrath are really good, and we're on our way to casting a turn 4 Wrath. If we're against control, we have this Teferi Time Raveler, which we might be able to get down before they have counter spells. Looks like our opponent mulliganed and they bottomed, so they're drawing blind. I'm going to lead with the Hollowed Fountain here, tapped, so that our blue will have access to blue and an untapped black in case we draw Thought Erasure. We didn't, so I'm just going to play the other shock land so I don't deal damage to myself. Now they could Thought Erasure us here, which would be unfortunate. Yes, they are. Oh, hero? That's fine. I'm going to play Teferi and bounce this hero. We're going to draw a card and set them back a little bit, and since they're tapped out, they can't get a 1/1 to kill off this Teferi. And we've got a turn 4 Kaya's Wrath so that we can clear... Oh, fantastic. So that we can clear the boards to keep our Teferi alive. Okay, at this point, I'm probably actually just going to play Vraska's Contempt for a 1/1. Although, I might want that for... Interesting. No, I'm just going to play Kaya's Wrath and clear this hero. I could wait to do it on their turn, but they're playing Esper, so they have access to Absorb and Dovin's Veto and such, and that would give them a counter. And I want this Teferi to live, although actually they can't do that, because Teferi shuts down their counter spells. So yeah, we're going to, let's just double check, black, black, white, white, and we are going to pass, and we're going to see if maybe they play something, another creature, maybe they play a Thief of Sanity. Awesome. This is fantastic for us. So, I want to make sure... Alright. So they can take our other Wrath, or they can take one of our Teferis or Vraska's Contempt, but I feel really good about our position right now. They left it on top. I feel like it's correct to run out the big Teferi. They already know about it. They left a card on top, so it could be a Vraska's Contempt or something like that, but yeah. Alright, so I want these Cry of the Carnariums because we can kill some stuff fast. Do I want Duress? I don't think so. I want the Cries. What do I take out for the Cries? That's always the perennial question. I think I take out the Mortifies. We have the Vraska's Contempts, which are more flexible when it comes to creatures and planeswalkers. They might have Search for Azcanta in their deck, but I wouldn't be completely sure about that. I'm gonna bring this Ugin in over to Teferi. They have access to Unmoored Ego in their sideboard, and I want to diversify my threats. Do I want my Thief of Sanity? I can block something with it early, or I can get some value in, so I do want these. What do I take out? That is the question here. I think I take out the Chemister Insights. They're just very slow, and I'm going to take out one Search for Azcanta. Maybe I take out the other one for Enter the God Eternal, or Despark, or just another Moment of Craving. Actually, yeah, let's take out Search for Azcanta for another Moment of Craving. That way we can deal with early hero of Precinct 10? Precinct 1? This hand is great. We have a way to deal with early creatures. We also have Thought Erasures to mess with our opponent's hand. There's the risk that they Thought Erasure our Cry or something like that, but I think this hand is quite good. Oh, fantastic. I'm going to, again, lead with the Hollowed Fountain because the Drowned Catacomb will enter untapped. They are about to Thought Erasure us. They left it on top. We're going to take that Teferi. We're going to leave a counterspell on top. Blue, blue, white. We're going to shock this in. They already know about it. This signal, the fact that I shocked signals that we have a counterspell, but they may not play around it because they may think that I am just bluffing. They have the Mortifies, so I'm hoping to find one of our Planeswalkers, preferably Teferi, 5-mana Teferi. I'm going to Dovin's Veto this. They could counterspell the Absorb and the Duress would still go through. This way the Duress is 100% taken out. They know about the Moment of Craving and the Cry of the Carnarium. Alright, so we really need some Planeswalker to start getting value. I'm going to let this resolve because they're kind of forced to take Absorb. They already knew about the other cards in our hand, and if I play Absorb on the Duress, they counterspell the Absorb and they get to take something else. That was a pretty good draw. I feel like we might run into a counterspell here, but I still think I need to just kind of jam it. You gotta make them have it. Alright.
Only time will tell. Hurry.
Ah, what a shame. We might be able to protect our next Teferi. Blue and white are being left up. Perfect. So they drew a counter spell. Oh, and I can't counter that. Alright. I am going to counter this. It gives them a clock. I'm going to keep playing out lands because we have the Arch of Araska, and we want... So they might mortify it in response to make a 1/1. We're running into the problem of drawing too many lands, and I took out my draw 2s. I did not expect the game to go this long. They left on top as well. Oh, we're in trouble. Alright. Well, we're gonna play it. We're gonna let him hit us once, and if I don't... Ooh. Well, if I don't draw a way to deal with these things, we're just gonna concede. What did they take that wasn't Vraska's Contempt? Okay. We're probably dead then. Okay. Well, that's a start. Did they get a counterspell? Okay. Let's go to game 3. We're gonna keep this. I'm gonna counter any sort of discard spell that they try. I'm going... Normally, I like to minus this Teferi to get immediate card advantage, but since we know that they have flyers... Okay, so counter spells are off for both of us. They got immediate value. Do I want to also get immediate value? Let's draw. So they Vraska's Contempt, but then I get to play Teferi, shuffle this. Now, we know that they have a lot of creatures, so I'm just going to plus Teferi. If they kill it, they kill it, but I know that they have a lot of creatures, and I would prefer to be able to bounce. Okay. Not the greatest thing in the world to bounce, but hey. Yeah. I definitely think we're bouncing that. And then we're just going to play our Teferi. We can't counterspell anything because they have 3 mana Teferi, but if they spend their entire turn killing our Teferi, next turn I can duress, then Teferi.
That's more like it.
A lot of Teferis in this.
This is hardly my worst
Yep.
defeat.
Can't do anything about it. Alright, so that was their whole turn. They shouldn't be able to, they shouldn't be able to Thoughtseize me or Thought Erasure me on draw step because I have a 3 mana Teferi also. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and duress them. So they've got Liliana and Thought Erasure. So I'm going to take Liliana. They would have to draw a kill spell for this to backfire. Maybe I just want to... Actually, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to get rid of their Teferi for a little while. So I expect them to Thought Erasure me here. Oh, dang it. So I ended up taking the one line that was going to cause a lot of problems here. If I had plussed, the Sorin wouldn't have been a problem, but because I'm at 1, Sorin can kill me. It's really disappointing because otherwise I would have been completely fine. I wanted to get my counterspells online, but it looks like I'm not going to be able to. We do have other planeswalkers in the deck, so it's not like this Sorin is going to completely kill us, but it is extremely disappointing that I'm losing it. So that's an excellent draw for us. We are going to plus. Do they have any creatures in their graveyard? No. We are going to play a Thief, and do I want to Thought Erasure them? I don't have removal spells. Would I rather Thought Erasure or Absorb next turn? What I want them to do, I want to counter the Teferi because I can bounce the creature that they play, and Thief of Sanity can connect. I'm going to let that resolve. Oh, they're just going to pass. So let's set up our next draw. We're going to take the D-Spark, get rid of that land. Alright, well I'm really hoping we find a way to kill Sorin. I guess we're going to take a hero. Alright, so I what could I possibly draw? I don't think I brought D-Spark in. Okay, so we're going to play this out. We're going to go wide. The Sorin is killing all of our planeswalkers, but that's okay. So we're going to counter this, get a dude. I do not agree with that, but I guess I don't need to because they're doing just fine. Kaya's Wrath doesn't do much here. So they'll be able to attack with the Elite Guardsmen, kill my Teferi. What could I draw for 4 mana that makes this turn better? Don't think anything, so I'm just going to pass. I am in trouble. So I can Kaya's Wrath at instant speed. Actually, if they attack with both Guards Mages, we are going to Dovin's Veto this, make some more dudes. I think we're in a position where I might Kaya's Wrath. Well, but then they can get stuff back with Sorin. Yeah, I'm in a rough spot here. Maybe they don't attack. Get rid of Kaya's Wrath. I don't want to wipe the board. Alright, so that was a pretty good interaction there. I still got my Teferi. Fantastic. I can finish off. I'm just going to go ahead and do this now. I'm going to hold on to the land, just because we do have Chemister's Insight, second Chemister Insight still in the deck. That's fine. Disappointing, but at least our Thieves will trade. They really need to trade with my Thief. This doesn't feel right, because you're giving me outs here. Yeah. This could be real bad for our opponent. Seems like a really brutal series of events right there. Because now I can block their Thief of Sanity. My board is bigger than theirs. I certainly don't want to use that right now. So we're just going to pass. I do have a Dovin's Veto in case they play another Planeswalker. We're just in a holding pattern. I should win the long game. I'm going to counter this Mortify, because it's holding back their... Alright. We're essentially both empty-handed. We have huge boards. Come on, Planeswalker off the top. Nope. Ah. Well, maybe I shouldn't have countered the Mortify. That's brutal. We drew a land, they drew... How many lands have they drawn? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So we've drawn the same number of lands. Alright, another Thief of Sanity. You know what? No. Yeah, no, they had an Elite Guardsman. There might have been an opportunity there for me to Cry of the Carnarium, like attack with everything, Cry of the Carnarium, and then I would have like a Thief left. But then they would just get... They would bring back the, that thing, yeah. There we go. Oh, fantastic. Do I just want to do it now? No. They might counter it on their turn, but in case they play a even stronger Planeswalker, kind of looked like they may have found another Sorin. Do I care about the Sorin? Do they have any other creatures in their graveyard? They don't have any other creatures in their graveyard. So what I can do is attack with both Thieves of Sanity. I presume they block with the Elite Guards Mages, and then I can Cry of the Carnarium, wipe everything but my Elite Guards Mage and the Hostage Taker. Everything goes into exile. So I'm going to contempt this Sorin to see if they have a counterspell. They have a counterspell. Because otherwise this would have... Okay. Alright. So, I mean, they could trade the Thieves off for the Thieves. I'm okay with that. Double blocking? This doesn't feel quite right. Alright, there we go. Fantastic. So I do need to play this out in order to use Arch and have Vraska's Contempt. Fantastic. Alright, I think this game has turned around for us. Oh, perfect. We're going to attack the Sorin here. They can go back up to 4 and then we can kill it. Well, I guess that's fine. This needs to be a really good draw for our opponent. Do I want to Vraska's Contempt while they don't have anything? Yes. They could get another Planeswalker, but this way I can kill the Sorin. Alright. I'm feeling real good right now. Oh, it used my Arch. Ugh, auto tapper. We missed out on a draw. Phenomenal. We're just gonna go ahead and do this now. So again, they need a really good draw here. Oh, I didn't leave up white. Well, they know I don't have a counterspell, and they're dead. They're at 39 life, but that doesn't matter because I have an insane board state and 2 planeswalkers. That was a pretty interesting match. Okay, this hand isn't great, but it is very powerful. If we draw lands, I'm gonna keep it. If we lose, I'm not going to be surprised. I'm not going to be upset if we lose. I'm taking a little bit of a gamble on this hand because it's so powerful. I like that you can get sleeves now for your deck. This one like shimmers and shines. Interesting. I don't have any because I'm a cheapskate. Okay, well, since it wasn't a land, that sucks. However, since it was Search for Vraska, I'm okay with it, assuming that they don't play Knight of Autumn here and destroy it. Oh, it's a Command the Dreadhorde deck. Okay. I'm really wondering if I should put Ashiok in my sideboard to deal with Command the Dreadhorde decks. I really need lands, but it would be nice to kill the Jadelight Ranger. But I need lands. Oof. We're in a lot of trouble here. I took a gamble. It could be fine. If I go land, and can Kaya's Wrath, we might still be at a healthy enough life total that we're not completely dead. I took them off of one of their colors. Ooh, that's real bad for us. My general opinion with these planeswalkers like Tamiyo is that you should minus first to get immediate guaranteed value, because if they whiff here, then they didn't get value. If I could kill it. It's safer here to do the plus because there aren't that many 3-mana kill spells for planeswalkers, but I like to minus first and just get guaranteed value. Oh my gosh. Okay. This Tamiyo could be a problem. They're going to destroy the Search for Ascanta.
It's time to step out of the shadows.
They should destroy the Search for Ascanta. Alright, so we're drawing blind. Hopefully we draw land, because I will exile Tamiyo with Vraska's Contempt, because 4 per turn is not nothing. We'll die pretty quickly to that, but I want to kill Tamiyo before it gets a ton of value. Here it goes. Okay. They should have just done that all before. Alright, well we're dead in 3 turns to this Jadelight Ranger. I want to get rid of the Tamiyo so that they can't get back either one of these Command the Dreadhordes or the Wild... Oh, like they have Wildgrowth Walker in the graveyard. I expect that they might Command the Dreadhorde this turn. Like, hit me for 4, sacrifice Jadelight Ranger to the Vraska, and then Command the Dreadhorde. But they could be missing lands as well, because they got back a land. Alright.
I'm known for my excellent.
Just lots of trouble here. Vraska's Contempt at the very least exile, so they're not going to get these planeswalkers back with Command the Dreadhorde. I'm wondering if I should put Elderspell into my sideboard. Wow, so many planeswalkers. So Duress definitely needs to come in. So I Kaya's Wrath, and then they Command the Dreadhorde, and I die. Land off the top, Liliana. Actually, that would be the best. Land off the top, Liliana. Okay.
My army. Get out of my way.
Oh, dang. So I'm just gonna concede. There is not a world in which I come back from Nissa and plus 2 other planeswalkers. So we definitely want Duress. We definitely want Despark. We can take out the Moment of Cravings because they're not going to hit the things that we want. I want the Thieves of Sanity. I want the Ugin. I'm going to take out all but one of the Wraths because if they command the Dreadhorde, we're probably losing anyway. I'm going to take out the Mortifies. Maybe I take out all the Wraths. No, I want one just in case. Take out the Tyrant Scorn. I really feel like maybe I should update this sideboard with Elderspell to deal with all these multi-planeswalker decks. This hand is so good. Alright, don't do this at home. We're gonna lose. I'm keeping it. Alright, this is a pretty good hand. Our opponent is on the play, but they did mold a 6. They're drawing blind. Don't be mono red. Alright, let's see what we're playing against. I'm gonna go ahead and take this God Eternal. They can't cast the Angrath's Rampage yet. I don't really want Mortify. So their Grixis Control, I will probably take Thought Erasure next, or take Angrath's Rampage next. Do I want to, though? I could do it next turn, although I could Chemister's Insight next turn. Yeah, let's take the Angrath's Rampage. Yeah, I want that Surge. I'm gonna hold up... Maybe I should have bottomed this. I'm going to hold up Absorb or Chemister's Insight because they're getting to the point where they could slam Nicol Bolas. I don't want that to be the case. Alright, they don't have any... I'm only going to play Search here because we've seen sorcery speed removal for the Teferi, so I can play Teferi, land, and then hold up Absorb after untapping. Alright, so they might have a Vraska's Contempt? White, blue, blue. Alright. Yeah. Cool. So Grixis Control. We know they have removal spells, but so I'm going to bring in Duress. Still think I'm going to bring in Thieves of Sanity just because they're so good. Actually, no. I don't know if I want to bring in Thief of Sanity because I know that they run Enter the God Eternals, and that can be a big problem for us. I'm not going to bring in the Thieves. Take out Mortify. And we know that they have 4/5 flyers. Yeah, the Thief is just not great. We're going to bring in Despark. Take out the Tyrant Scorn. We can take out the Wraths. Bring in Narsets. And bring in Ugin. That looks pretty good to me. I see that our opponent is a person of culture as well, using the Liliana avatar. She is the best. Alright, so this hand is pretty good. It could get picked apart with some discard, but we've got ways to stop our opponents from drawing, ways to kill their Planeswalker and a Planeswalker of our own. Ooh. Well, I really hope that they don't have discard, but they probably do. But they might be forced... Oh, they didn't do anything. Okay. They might be forced to take Narset if it shuts them down. Narset is also nice because Angrath's Rampage doesn't hurt as bad if they have a counterspell.
My prowess.
Okay. That's fine by me.
Meditate and prepare.
I drew a card off of her. Their mana situation looks much better this game. Ooh, that's bad. That is very, very bad. Now, I could Vraska's Contempt, but I don't want to in case they have a Planeswalker. They're deciding whether to reveal or not right now. Because what I can do is play Hero of Dominaria and bounce the God Eternal. You know, it's pretty similar to the Vraska's Contempt, except I leave behind Teferi. I like this. Maybe I'm going to start running this in my deck. Okay. We're going to Vraska. It looks like they might have counterspells, so maybe I shouldn't play Teferi. Because if they let this resolve, assuming that they didn't have counterspells, what I could do is play Teferi plus and then hold up Dovin's Veto. It looks like they do have counterspells, so maybe I don't want to do that. Although we have a bunch of Planeswalkers, so getting the counterspells out of their hand. Oh, this is nice. This is a nice compromise. This lets us start dealing with it. If they don't counter it, they have no way of dealing with an enchantment. Yeah. We're going to go ahead and get rid of that. Search for Azcanta is just so important. I'm expecting that they maybe play... yeah, okay. I'm going to get rid of one of our Teferis. Despark. So D-Spark deals with the Nicol Bolas on the board, but then I can't do anything else. I'd rather play Ugin and kill it. Ah, shame. So I'm going to bounce this Nicol Bolas.
This isn't a fight. I'm not ready for this.
Just keep delaying. They might have a way to kill this Teferi, but Ugin and Liliana are super important. Want that in the library. Let's plus first. So I can play Ugin minus destroy Liliana. Or I can play my own Liliana. I think I want to play my own Liliana. Maybe it's correct to make them sacrifice there, but then they draw a card. This way, if we trade, I draw a card. Because what I'm trying to get to the point is where I have Ugin on the battlefield and it doesn't die. So they don't have Angrath's Rampage. Alright. Nice, nice, nice. We're feeling good. They've got Nicol Bolas in, or coming up next. But that means that they're not getting value off this God Eternal. I think this is a mistake because now I can minus my Liliana. And, ooh, nice. Where am I at? View battlefield. So if I put that in, I can flip my search. Oh, that's so good. That's just so good for us. All right. So, first, let's look at their hand. So they can kill one of my Planeswalkers, or I discard Vraska's Contempt. They wouldn't have enough to flip Nicol Bolas yet. I'm going to take the Bedevil. I don't think I want Duress. Oh, wait. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Because I can pitch it to Nicol Bolas. Alright. So we are going to play Ugin, kill Liliana, then have each player sacrifice. So that they don't draw cards off losing these two. I think we're in a really good position here. They could rip another Elderspell, which would be bad. That would be really bad if they did. But we're not dead if they do. So we're going to discard this Duress. Alright, we untapped. We're going to plus. We're going to plus. I'm going... do I want to plus or minus the Nicol Bolas? They would have to have exactly negate. Alright. I think we're in fantastic shape. We are going to see if maybe we can find a counterspell. Let's make sure I can cast it if I do, yes. But I could take Teferi so that they can't get Teferi. Or I could get the raw card advantage of Chemister's Insight. I think I want the raw card advantage. So they can kill one of the Planeswalkers, but then I'm going to kill Ugin. Sounds good. I think actually out of all three of them, Teferi was the least important.
The fabric of the multiverse
Good, mindless minion.
We're going to play this. Go ahead and play a Chemister's Insight. Ah, I should have waited. Alright. And we'll end the turn. And because it's countered, it doesn't get the shuffle clause. They're dead. Yeah, there we go. Nice, nice, nice. I like the traditional constructed queue because it's easy to make your money back. You only need to win 2 matches, and you're guaranteed rares at a certain point. At 3 wins, I think, at least one of the cards you get is a rare plus extra gold. So I like it. I think it's fun. I'll keep it. I'm on the play. We'll see what we're playing against. Okay, we're probably dead, because this hand is pretty garbage against aggro. We do have board wipes in the main deck, and like absorb and stuff will help us gain life. We might, if we draw really well, we might be able to win this first game. Oh, that's good for us. Thought Erasure. Do I want a Thought Erasure or hold up Absorb? I think I'd rather Thought Erasure so I can find something else. Whoa, a lot of risk factors there. I'm going to take Goblin Chain Whirler. Leave Absorb. So they could shock us, play, yeah, and play this, which is now a 2/2 with haste. So that's pretty bad for us. Not the worst. We're just gonna pass. We're gonna go ahead and absorb that risk factor. In essence, absorbing that risk factor was gaining 7 life. Okay. Come on, like negate or something. Ooh, that was not good. Still could lose this, because I'm going to take 3, go to 7. They might play another risk factor. If they play another risk factor, I may let them draw cards. Oh. So now they can kill this Teferi? That's gaining me 5 life. Okay. We actually might be okay. So I'm gonna go to 5. And then I can hold up absorb for a risk factor. So now we're gonna go to 8. Go back down to 5. I wish I had a way to exile graveyards. I can mortify. Oh, fantastic. We're getting pretty lucky here. I want to mortify this. I want to get another Teferi down, but we just can't yet. I don't know why they did that when they have 2 risk factors that they need to discard too. Unless they're going to like Experimental Frenzy here. Yeah, I've got to let that resolve. Unfortunate.
Let's skip to the good part.
They don't have anything in hand. I can do it on their draw step. Okay, so I can Teferi plus.
Right on schedule.
So what they should do is discard this in response. Okay, well, I guess they didn't need to. Yeah. I'm gonna pop this Teferi. Start exiling their stuff. I think they were trying to decide whether or not I had put an absorb on top or not.
Time for plan B. Keep up
All
the
right.
pace.
I'm gonna have them sacrifice those creatures.
This isn't your average zombie brawl. I've never hurt anyone.
Then I'm gonna draw another card because I could draw a counterspell.
I've got time.
Nice. All right. Okay. We are finagling our way into winning this game. All right. We're ultimating this Teferi. We're gonna start getting rid of their lands.
Trust me. You'll hold that thought.
Oh, that's a good draw too.
We will meet again.
Yep. All right. So we finagled our way into winning a game we probably shouldn't have been able to win. We're gonna bring this in. We're gonna bring in Duresses. I'm actually gonna bring in the Narsets because if we have Narset out while they risk factor, we can just have them draw cards and we're actually fine. We don't want Search. This game is too fast for that. I think I can actually get rid of this Teferi. It helped us win the first game, but it's not that great since most of their stuff has haste. Although I guess it was making it so that they had to risk factor on their main phase, and that was pretty good. Definitely need absorb. We can get rid of mortify, probably one of the wraths, and maybe 2 Teferis. Actually, yeah, 2 Teferis. Actually 3 Teferis, and we'll bring in Enter the God Eternals. We'll see. They're post sideboard. They're probably better against control than they are pre-sideboard. I'm on the draw. I'm keeping this on the draw. Again, you shouldn't keep a one-lander, but this hand is so good with at least one other land. They also mulliganed, but they did leave one on top. Alright. So we are paying 2, which is unfortunate, but we can duress to maybe get something out. Yeah. So they do have the Get 2 Lava Runner, so I'm going to take the Wizard's Lightning here so that they can't play Get 2 and Wizard's Lightning next turn. This Oath of Kaya is probably going to be great, I hope. Alright, I'm going to... Okay, I may actually do that then. We'll have this enter tapped so we can save some life, and now we'll take the Lightning Strike. It does give the Lava Runner haste, but we're saving some life there. We've got the Moment of Craving, or I can Thought Erasure, but if it's a land, I'm in huge trouble. I should just Moment of Craving. So we do need the third land, and then we're probably okay. Okay, they don't have a land in hand, so... Alright, come on, land. Oof. We're in trouble. Oh, they did have land. Oh, no. Alright, so we're probably gonna lose. We didn't find the third land in time. Almost anything kills us here. Oof. Yeah, we're dead. Alright. It was a risky keep. Alright, so we brought in the Cry of the Carnarium, and this hand looks fine. It's not great, but it does have lands, which at this point I guess is all I can really ask for. We have some life gain, we have the Narset to stop the risk factor. We have Thought Erasure, so we can maybe take something bad. Oh, they mulled to 6, that's good for us. Maybe they'll mull to 5? Unlikely. Most people don't like mulling. I obviously don't. So it's nice that I don't have to shock myself. Gain a little bit of life. Alright, let's see what we're up against. Show me your secrets. Oh, they do have a risk factor. We're definitely taking the Pyromancer. We're gonna bottom that. I'm gonna slam Narset next turn, because they may not understand the interaction. Come on, only lands off this light up the stage. Shock and Skewer the Critic. That's fine. Alright. So I am not going to activate Narset, because I'm viewing it as a way of gaining life. Come on, risk factor me. Okay. They might understand the interaction. I assume that they do if they're running mono red consistent. Whoa, that's a lot. Well, I could Thought Erasure the risk factor. At this point, I think I'd rather hold up Absorb. Maybe I guess I am going to do this. Alright. Which I messed up then. Ugh, mistakes. I'm making a whole lot of mistakes over here. Fantastic. Yep. That's really good too, but I'm gonna play Cry, get rid of what's on the board, and then hold up Dovin's Veto. At this point I am gonna do this. Nice. We'll get a Moment of Craving. I think we're actually in a fine position. Yeah, I think we're fine. We're fine. Okay, so we'll do this. Alright. Yes, we want that. So do I want to Oath of Kaya here and just gain some life? Because then they can play... Yeah, I think I do. Because if they attack Narset... So they're doing it on my turn because they're going to draw one card. I'm okay with them drawing one card. So the sideboard plan is working. I actually want them to play a creature so that this Enter the God Eternals goes off. If they attack Narset... Am I dead? Alright. So we're gonna pass. I'm just gonna counter this so that we can... I want them to play a creature, but that one they could just kill Narset without attacking. And I don't want... I want to be at a healthy life total if possible. I'm gonna let that resolve. Counter this Lightning Strike. Alright, so now I need to find a win condition. There's a win condition. So that's going to kill Narset, and then I am at risk. Oh. Okay, I guess they're just not going to cast Risk Factor ever again. Alright. Cool. So we squeaked one by against Mono Red, which is awesome. Alright, so I'm on the play, but this looks like a pretty good hand. We have a turn 2 Search, if we can get it down, followed by a turn 3 Absorb, or if they are a aggro deck, so they are either Control, or they are a Gates deck. So they're a Gates deck. I think we are actually okay. Do I have a way of killing a Ram? I don't really have a way of killing a Ram right now, but I really want to get this Search for Ascanta down. So if they play a turn 3 Ram, we could be in trouble. But the Search will help us find an answer to it. Alright, so they're ramping pretty hard, but we are going to be able to leave up Hollowed Fountain. I could Thought Erasure if I wanted to. Oh, okay. I thought that was the... I do want this. Do I want to Absorb or Thought Erasure? Thought Erasure helps fill the yard. We're set up. We already are setting up our thing. Let's... But I do want to know what I'm playing against. And they could have counter spells. Let's hold up Absorb. Because then it's more of a tempo play. They use their whole turn rather than Thought Erasure on my turn. Lets them do stuff when they feel like it. Alright, so they already played a land for the turn, so if I counter this, they're not going to be able to get it, put it back on top until next turn. I feel... So what I could do is hold on to Absorb, play Teferi, bounce it next turn, and then I have a Teferi on board. I think I'm actually fine with that. I'll let that resolve. I do not want that. I want lands. Uh-oh. Well, hopefully we draw a land off this. Alright. So they can replay it this turn. It'll take most of the turn because it's still only... It'll cost 4 or 5, I believe. Maybe they only cost 3. So I've got a basic. We want to get into a position where we can get this Liliana down. We also want to get into a position where they don't play the 3-mana enchantment that lets them draw a million cards, because that would be pretty bad. Alright. So we're going to do the same thing, essentially. Because this leaves us with Planeswalkers on the battlefield that we can continue to use. We just need to dodge them playing the Guild Pact. I can't remember what it's called, but it's the blue enchantment, that, Guild Summit. That's a problem for us. They didn't tap any of their lands. Interesting. Because this is a way for them to generate a lot of card advantage. Interesting. I feel like, I don't know, they're going to draw 2 cards off this, and they've ramped really hard. If I can find answers, we're going to graveyard this. Alright.
Hurry! Trust me.
Do I want to play Liliana here? I don't think so. Oh, well, actually, yes, I do. Because I'm going to untap 2 lands. We want black and blue. In their draw step, we want a Thought Erasure. Alright. I kind of want to take the Gates Ablaze here, because they're just going to get the Gate Colossus back anyway. Don't really want Kaya's Wrath. We can Vraska's Contempt to get rid of the 8/8 permanently. And since... well, we'll graveyard that. Okay. Okay, so the plan is we're going to start building up We have a lot of planeswalkers. We need to avoid a mass manipulation. We are going to exile the Gate Colossus, because that deals with it permanently. And then we're going to hold up this Absorb and absorb anything that is extremely detrimental to us, but we're going to start building up. I'm probably going to pop this Liliana almost immediately as soon as I can, because they would only have one land. Yeah, okay. So we want to leave Mortify in because it can deal with the enchantment. Moment of Craving definitely comes out. Despark will exile the big thing. Do I want the Thief of Sanities, or do I want to make sure that their Gates Ablaze are kind of useless? We should bring in Narsets. That's what we should do, because that will reduce their ability to draw. We want the Ugin, and I think I take out Kaya's Wrath, Tyrant Scorn, and that gives us 3 Duress. I think this is fine. This is okay. I mean, I could play Thief instead of Duress. No, I want the Duress, because I want to make sure that they aren't casting Guild Summit. Without Guild Summit, their deck doesn't really function well. Alright, I'm pretty happy with this hand. We have a turn 2 Thought Erasure, we have a Dovin's Veto if we can hit the Guild Summit early, or a Mortify if we can't. So we have some interaction. They had to mold a 6, which is good for us. They had to mold a 5. It is definitely possible for them to win off of a 5-card hand, but since I have a Thought Erasure, it's going to be a little bit harder. This is a removal spell? Well, let's go for Thought Erasure. What have you got? You're going to negate it? Okay. Sounds good to me. The Guild Gates are pretty brutal, because if they had Guild Summit, they couldn't play it there on time. I want to see what they have before I play Search. So they have a Gatebreaker Ram. So to me, that says it's safe to play Search here. They would have to rip Guild Summit right now. I can Mortify it if I need to, if they decide to go that route, or I can Mortify the Gatebreaker Ram. I'm probably going to take 8, or whatever this Ram is going to be, once, so I can hold up a counterspell. I do want that. So I'm going to take 6, at least 6 off this. I guess I know that they have negates. Maybe I should have done it before they drew. But I want to make sure that they don't get Guild Summit. Yeah, if they have... Okay. Although double black... I guess I am missing double black. Nice. Maybe shouldn't have tapped my black in case I found a Thought Erasure. Yep. I'm at 14. I should have shocked that in so I could absorb a creature, because now if they play a creature, I'm going to have to bounce it with the, or tuck it with the Teferi rather than get to draw a card. This is Guild Summit. It's got to be. Yeah. We have the Narset, so I'm going to... What am I at? So I would be able to flip. Yeah, I'll bin it. I really want my double black, but I think we're in a pretty decent position here. I think I'm going to take the Mortify here rather than Teferi. Although I can play 3-mana Teferi and hold up counterspells. Yeah, we'll take 3-mana Teferi, hold up counterspells, and then we can spin the wheel on their end step, because the Teferi will make it so that they can't interact with it. We're in a very good position here. Drawn cards. Oh, I guess they know that I have this Teferi, but they can't counter it because of 3-mana Teferi. Oh my goodness, yeah. They could have a mass manipulation, but that's not going to work because I can counter it. I'm just going to hold up at least Absorb for the rest of the game, and I'm unsure if they can actually beat us. Alright, we are going to counter this because we want that, so that they can't interact. Oh, fantastic. Yep, alright. About to play Ugin. I don't know if there's a world that they come back when I'm holding at least a counterspell. Alright, so we 5-1'd. The one loss was me being dumb. So that was pretty good. Let's see what we got. It looks like at least 2 rares. Alright, and 2,100 gold. And gems. Alright. I have I have a full set of Ravnica Allegiance, so if it's pulling from Ravnica Allegiance, I'm gonna only get gems. So I kind of wish it was giving me different things, but that's all right. 2,100 gold and a few gems. Let's go ahead and open the packs that I got. All right. This is an interesting card. I feel like it's very win more, because if you have Planeswalkers, you're probably winning already. Although there is some marginal utility where you have like a Narset or a Kiora, which isn't exactly like a winning Planeswalker, and this can get bigger based off of it. I do like that at minimum it's a 4/4 for 5 with trample, which is okay, but it does really feel like it's kind of win more. I really like this card. A 2/3 for 2. First of all, it doesn't enter tapped, so you're already blocking a lot of cards or a lot of creatures that your opponent is playing. The tap ability, honestly, is really good, because if you have these extra Planeswalkers that have loyalty that you don't necessarily need to be pumping all the time. So for example, that Sorin that we played against, you don't need it to be at 10 loyalty. You just need it to be at like 4 or 6. And with Soul Diviner, you're turning that extra loyalty into card draw. The fact that you can take a counter off of a land is kind of cool, because with Blast Zone, you can remove the counter that it comes with, and then you can kill tokens. For creatures, you can't, anything that has, not monstrous, what is it called? It's the new Simic mechanic. I can't remember what it's called. But you can remove a counter, draw a card, and then you can use that ability to put a new counter, because it's not monstrous, and so you can do it multiple times. I think this card is very good. In fact, I might be adding it to some of my decks, because this can help lock down early aggro. Again, it doesn't enter tapped, and it gives you a lot of utility. So anyway, I've been Jericho Plays. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Let me know down in the comments below if the audio levels and everything are correct. I turned them down in this one because the last one they seemed a little loud. But please let me know, and I'll see you next time.